could open your eyes. You know that, right? You do that. You bypass the critical faculty because you're contemplating something which isn't so. Listen, you're contemplating something which isn't so. You're accepting to put aside your disbelief. And in doing that, you open up to suggestions in that context. In bypassing the critical faculty, you open yourself up to suggestions in that context. So when you suspend your listen, this is so important.
This is
everything.
Important. This is where the key point is for you to deal successfully with the situation that happens.
Successfully with the programming. Successfully with what's happening in the
So
world.
when you suspend your disbelief,
you open yourself up to suggestions.
And every suggestion that comes after in that context goes straight into your unconscious mind. And your unconscious mind accepts it uncritically. The first car that appeared with that was actually in a movie that was about 4 years ago called I, Robot.
With Will Smith.
And it was that Audi.
Great movie. But
that silver Audi.
you saw that Audi? The shape of the Audi?
And it looked like a
and I looked at that
futuristic car.
That's a weird car. And then 2 years later, it was on the road.
It was on the road, and now all cars have that type of shape.
Remember the Matrix? Remember the Matrix? The flip phone in the Matrix? The phone.
And then here comes Motorola.
And I went, whoa! I got to have one of those.
And the glasses and the long coats. Everybody wanted to have that type of glasses and the long coats.
No, really. Everybody got long. Everybody went out and got leather long coats, which is a good look for some people. For some people. So anytime you suspend your disbelief in any context, you open up yourself to suggestions in that context.
See, and this is not new, by the way. This is not a new technique. Edward Bernays in the 30s. Edward Bernays was Sigmund Freud's nephew.
Edward Bernays wrote a little book called Propaganda, which he ultimately didn't like the title of, and he later changed the name of propaganda to public relations. He was the first agent of spin.
Of spin. And,
public relations is much more palatable than propaganda.
And this is a well-known fact. This is a well-known fact that when you suspend your disbelief and you open yourself, you bypass the critical faculty, everything that comes after that goes straight into your unconscious mind and you accept uncritically those suggestions. And that becomes your box, your thinking box.
That becomes your context. That becomes the frame through which you see the world.
And you filter everything that comes from your world into you.
That's why we have, and by the way, human beings like to be scared. We go to disaster movies for the purpose of being scared.
Horror movie.
Both of them use suspension of disbelief. Mike said religion uses suspension of disbelief. Where else do we use suspension of disbelief? Where else in the world? Where other places do we use suspension of disbelief? Theater.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But think of it. What's happening? So the economy actually didn't start to go south last year. The housing bubble didn't go south last year in September. Everything started, and actually there were people on TV that were ridiculized and laughed at, but they predicted with precision every step of what was about to happen, and they were laughed at in 2007, early 2007. So because of that, but see, when everybody was in the frame of mind, oh, this is a happy time, everything goes well, I just do everything I want, and I'll have everything right now. And all of a sudden, the TV came on and said, we're in a crisis, and everybody go, oh, we're in a crisis.
We didn't know we were in a crisis until the TV told us.
But when the TV told us we're in a crisis,
the economy is going down. Oh my God.
We don't know that flu comes about until they tell us on TV it's flu season.
The best,
and then everybody gets sick.
For me, the best part of it is the CNN cold and flu report. Have you seen that? Atlanta has colds and flu to the city. People in Atlanta go like this. Oh boy, I think I'm getting a cold. Better get some. No, they do. It's well known if they didn't broadcast the cold and flu report that the sales of
flu shots and
flu shots especially, but aspirin and Tylenol and antihistamines and all that stuff wouldn't go up. The cold and flu report is by the way, it's manufactured, and it's manufactured by the people who sell cold and flu medicine. How long did it take your brain to get overwhelmed by September 11th? Think about it just for a minute. How long?
Just think back.
How many days? And I'm not knocking CNN. I just assume knock MSNBC or Fox News or
CBS
or CBS or
BBC
or NBC or Bloomberg. I'd knock any of those channels because they all broadcast the same crap at us for days, not just hours. And by the way, I don't know how it happened, but what happened is we suspended our disbelief on that, and we bought into all the things that they wanted us to fear.
Now, right now, what's happening? Many people have suspended their disbelief about their ability to be prosperous because it's a crisis. Because it's a crisis and the economy is just not working well, and it's not only in our countries, everywhere in the world. Look in the European countries, look in Eastern Europe, look in the UK, in Japan, in Australia, pretty much wherever you look at around the world, it's the same thing.
Now you got to ask yourself, what area of life am I suspending my disbelief in? And this we're talking about sorry.
And we're talking about you, how to find inside yourself. Somebody said to me yesterday something very interesting. That the only place where you can find real safety and real freedom is not out there. The only place where you can find the resources that you need. You may need to acquire some of the resources, it's fine, but the only place where there is an immutable strength and power is only inside you. It's only inside you. But the question is, what do you feed yourself, your thoughts, your conscious and unconscious mind with?
What are you putting? What do you put in there? If when you watch the news, if when you listen to the radio, if when you contemplate your health, if when you think of September 11th, if when you, but aren't you afraid of the recession? I mean,
aren't you afraid of
we passed
another one?
a gazillion dollar stimulus package.
We destroyed the ecology of the
Earth.
the
Earth. Yeah, we have global.
Well, the coldest year in the last 20 years.
Tell the Brits we have global warming. They had 10 inches of snow. They never had snow in London. Did you have 10 inches of snow? It was pretty good. Tell the Brits we have global warming. But anyway, we have global, and the water levels are going to rise. I moved out of Hawaii because of that. No, seriously, the reef runway is only about 5 feet off the water. I figured if you had 5 feet of water, we'd be in the, you couldn't go there on a vacation.
Take a boat.
Take a boat, have to row. It'd be a hell of a long time to row back to California, I'll tell you what. But think about it for a minute. There are people shoving fear down our throats from everywhere. And anytime you turn on the TV, you suspend your disbelief.